Hello.
Hello. Well, that's better. I don't know if anyone noticed that at all, but we had a horizontal vertical issue, a portrait landscape issue. So just waiting to see we're appearing in the feed. Oh, there it is.
There we are.
So, can you believe it, Emily?
Can you believe
it that this is Ask an Expert number 21? I do this every week. I'm just basically, we're all counting via the medium of Facebook Live. Just seeing how bad my bags are under my eyes as well. A long old day.
30 seconds to program that in.
I didn't go like you did. I just said I saw the bags under my eyes.
We hope you're all well. I'm glad to be actually here in person this week because I feel like the last few weeks I've kind of been drifting. Last week I was obviously in a field in the middle of Winchester, which was beautiful, but didn't quite get the whole Ask an Expert experience that you might have all had.
And for some reason it corrupted it all.
I know.
Well, we think it was that.
I think it's because I pressed, when it says finish on my bit, I might have pressed the wrong one. I don't know.
You know that's the first time you've told me this.
Well, I'm just using that as an example. We carried on talking for 5 minutes. I don't know if that did anything.
Well, no, it was all gone. It all went a bit funny, but now Emily's admitting to pressing the wrong button a week later.
In Winchester, when you were here hosting it, so it might not be me.
Well, it clearly was. It was linked to that. Who knows? Who cares?
Hello,
really?
Gary Vaughan. Who are you again? Gary.
Gary is our great mate. So don't be a
missed you, Gary. Missed you, mate.
Right. Anyway, we have some huge news this week. Huge news. 3 bits of huge news. You've got to have been mad if you haven't seen it. We've plastered it all over every man and his dog's bit of Facebook and Instagram. Do you want to reel off our huge bits of news, or shall I?
In Instagram news today, we've smashed 4,000 followers. Woohoo!
We're very excited.
We are actually, I can give you a real-time update of where we're at on Instagram.
But not just on the Outside Bride, also Baylily Bell Tents. We went over 4,000.
4,052.
Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of you. We know loads and loads of you follow us on Instagram and obviously here on Facebook. So thank you.
So that's great, and we love Instagram, and we love it as a useful tool for people to get that inspo, I'm starting to talk about Hannah, inspiration and ideas, and obviously the links to our blogs and stuff we have on the website, and that goes to obviously national, worldwide, to everybody. But more importantly, the number that we're really happy with today is, Alan?
We went past 400 in this here group, the Outside Bride Facebook group, our community. So family. So I was thinking, funnily enough, about the Instagram and the group, etc. So brides, grooms, members of this group, users of this community, and members of our family. If there's anything you want to see from us, then just let us know, because we're here to provide. It sounds stupid, but we're only here providing this for you guys at the end of the day. And obviously we enjoy it and everything else, and it's our business. So if there's anything you want to see, just let us know.
And actually this is a really good time to do so, because when we started this back in January, we literally...
Concept December.
It was a concept, and it was something we wanted to do alongside our actual business. We wanted to start engaging with you brides and grooms who are fantastic people in your planning. And we obviously... Cheers, everybody. And then we created the blog, and the blog's amazing, and Hannah, who works with us, is fabulous at what she does, and it's looking really good. But we're actually now we've decided, obviously we're definitely here to stay for the long term, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are relaunching our website, and we've got a fresh new look for the summer coming up.
Yes, and, I'd forgotten this.
It's a fresh new look.
In the next couple of weeks,
exactly the same kind of content and stuff going on in that, but it's got a fresher, more easily accessible page on it.
That is fair to. I know I'm interrupting, but
that's right.
It's relevant. So when we first started this, we really didn't know, and we rang up our web designer and said, "Yeah, we just want like a website, probably 3 or 4 pages that can hold a blog," and yeah, that basically we outgrew that within about 1 day. So
all you fabulous people, you're amazing.
So
we have we're going to do a big relaunch of the website soon with the fresh new summer look, and we can't wait to share that with you. So if you have anything you want to see on it, or any ideas for anything we want to focus on, please do let us know. You can either do it in this group, you can do it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want, or you can email us theoutsidebride.co.uk.
What was I going to say? Yeah, it might be that you want more practical stuff. You might want more videos. You might want to see Emily and I more than once a week.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Yeah, hopefully not. No, I don't mind. I'm quite happy to do this. You might want to see us eating dinner. I don't know. You might want more real weddings, less styled shoots, more styled shoots. Yeah. So any thoughts, ideas, please just let us know, and we will endeavour to try our hardest to introduce them.
One of the things we have picked up on, which is what we're going to go into next, is that when we do put on our styled shoots and our real weddings, a lot of our...
Hi Belinda,
how are you? Haven't spoken to you for ages. One of the things we pick up on are the lovely comments we see from all of the pictures that seem to surround backdrops and wedding backdrops for ceremonies, and actually this is a good one for Belinda because she's here, and it's been a bit of a trend, isn't it? Every single set of photos we put up, the most amount of comments always comes from whatever backdrop they've got at their ceremony, be it an archway, or be it a tree-lined avenue, be it a ribbon backdrop, be it a geometric shape. And the geometric woodland shoot we did a few weeks ago,
even down to when one of our brides, Helen Cole, put a picture of her and her then husband, with
now husband.
That's what I meant, but I kind of meant
She's
now.
Not divorced in the space of 2
now,
years.
but in the past tense, as in they just got married. With the ribbon backdrop, people were just commenting on hers. Not even the styled shoot. Yeah. So this does seem. Hi Sam, you're right. There does seem to be a lot of love for the backdrops.
So what we would like to do, we're going to have a chat about all the different types of things you could do and some ideas that you might want to think about if you are having an outdoor ceremony and you want to have something a bit quirky at the end of your aisle. We can go through a few ideas with you. But what we're going to do next week, and we're going to do it as a live post, and then we're going to create a blog how-to out of it, is we're going to do a real-time how to build a ceremony area.
Yes. Boom.
With some sort of backdrop, archway, whatever you want. So what we'll do after this, we'll discuss a few ideas, and then we'll put a poll in the group, and whichever don't be the geometric one, because I don't think Alan's cutting skills would be good enough.
Oh no, I'm not getting involved. You and Hannah are doing it. I'm not.
We're going to do it. So put a few ideas or things you might want to see.
If I can rig the poll, we're going to go for one which includes 3-metre bamboo canes, because we've got about 6 of them outside the back door. Yeah. And we can do that.
One of the ones I saw last week at the shoot, and I can't really talk too much about it, but it's in a closed group, so we're fine, because it's a photo shoot that hasn't gone live to any blogs yet. It was obviously this...
excuse me.
Oh dear.
I know, I'm really tired.
Wes Anderson themed last week, and the backdrop for the ceremony was stunning. We had lots of quirky coloured chairs, and there was a river behind. But we used what I can only describe as a makeshift. It was kind of like a screen, like you get the old-fashioned screens, concertinas with the hinges. It was a bare screen.
A changing screen. You got change behind it, didn't you? Yeah.
It was a screen frame without any material in between, so it was just a hollow basic frame with hinges, and we hung loads of different coloured geometric shapes, 3D ones and flat laid ones, 2D shapes, all different shapes, colours, lengths and everything, and it was really beautiful because you had a beautiful pop of colour all through, but behind it was the natural river, the river with the riverbed, and there were ducks and swans, and it was just stunning. And the way the photos were framed, you had the bride and groom right in the centre with the colour around them, but it was a see-through colour because you could see all of nature behind. It was absolutely spectacular. I really like that one as an idea, actually. So if anyone's got any thoughts, has anyone got any ideas if they're going to have any backdrops for their wedding?
Belinda says that sounds lovely. It
was lovely, and you'll see the pictures soon. We're literally waiting for them to be organised and edited and stuff, and then we're launching them to a couple of other blogs as well as the Outside Bride. The Outside Bride will be featuring it as well, but we're just trying to get them out there and get them maybe into national press as well, because it was a really funky, really awesome shoot. Loved it. Then there are things like if you're going... What?
I'm laughing at you. Keep going.
Then there are things like a really, really simple one I'm doing would be a tripod style, using like pioneering poles to have a
or 3-metre bamboo canes.
Or 3-metre bamboo canes to do tripod kind of TP without the material around again, and having fairy lights or floral arrangements.
Wasn't there one? I think Kaylee Vermont commented on was like. Oh, I'm not very good. I can't remember my, not even my GCSE maths, my secondary school maths. Wasn't there like a hexagon? What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. What's 6 sides? Hexagon?
Hexagon.
Yeah, wasn't there a hexagon one in one of those shoots recently?
What? The geometric one in the
what was the squares one we were talking about? I thought that was the one you were calling geometric. There was like a load of squares stacked in like a frame. I think it was last week's. There are lots of... Thanks, Belinda, for saving me here, for moving away.
Exactly.
There are lots of copper wire geometric candle holders about... Do you know what? That's just too many words in one sentence. I don't understand that. Emily, go.
Wedding trends this year. Geometrics are one of the top 3 big wedding trends this year. So copper and anything that is clean lines. So geometrics are a big popular one. They are everywhere. And I love... because they're often seen in more industrial kind of wedding setups. But I'm loving seeing a lot of them this year with that kind of natural background as well, using the clean lines of geometrics.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this a lot. Clean lines, neat and tidy, but still
with the softness of all the foliage and stuff. And even we were in IKEA today, because we went for an IKEA
Don't
breakfast.
judge us.
No, we had to get a few bits for Baylily, and we took the boys in for a bit of breakfast, and then we walked through the bit at the end, you know, the gardening section bit, and there were loads of geometric kind of like terrariums and things like that, and different shapes. So there's loads out there. Even TK Maxx have a lot at the moment, and
no, that was a very deep question. I'm not going to ask it. It was about trending things. Are we told what trends, or is in trends a natural thing? Exactly. Well, I did say
it's like the Pantone colour of the year being ultraviolet.
Yeah, but I think we've been told that's
of
the
course
colour.
we are.
Yeah.
Of course we are.
But things like geometric, I don't know if we have been told, or there's a kind of a natural kind
you
of
get your wedding
evolution
expert.
to it.
A bit like the blinking fashion on the runway. No one actually chooses to wear a birdcage on the head with, you know,
whatever I do, I always put bird cages on my head.
The other massive popular trend this year for 2018, as well as geometrics, is neon lights and anything else. And I did, when we first started this group, I posted a picture of some really cool rope lights that had neon effects in.
Belinda's put, they hang really well. I also runic symbols. Is that like runic symbols made from twigs tied with copper wire?
Nice, very nice actually.
But that whole copper thing's big, isn't it? Like, look at the amount of bars we've seen that have been made out of plumbing piping.
Yeah.
You know, more than a couple. So more than a couple, 3.
I just really like juxtaposing the industrial juxtaposing. I put it in there. And need another bit. With the juxtaposing of the industrial side of things with the soft side of greenery and everything.
Well, it's like steampunk was in a couple of years, and we've kind of evolved. Steampunk was a bit more. For me, I didn't like steampunk because it was quite... do you know rat look in cars? Yeah. I don't like rat look. And for me, steampunk and rat look were just an excuse to be messy. But whereas I'm a bit more...
They're very particular. I think the trends that are coming this year are a lot more accessible. A lot more accessible to everyone. Everyone can take parts of it.
Purple and copper.
Purple and copper. I really hate purple.
No, we don't. It's Lydia Race's favourite colour.
Well, I don't like purple, but it can be done really nicely. And again, that woodland one we shot last week, or we shared last week, had little pops of purple in it, and actually didn't look too Cadbury's.
No. So, long story short, let us know what you're thinking about backdrops. We are going to put a poll in as well. I will get Emily to prompt me because obviously I'm the more practical one and Emily's more the aesthetic, creative one.
We're probably going to film it on Tuesday next week, depending if
we're probably as long as it's not hammering it down, we'll do it in the garden and we will just put it on live and you can watch us building it or watch Emily and Hannah building it, and then we can get that. We'll put it on YouTube as well, and obviously then will exist in the group.
And one of the other things I want to talk about today, which isn't on your little list, unless there's anything else on your list that I've missed.
No.
No.
It's a very short list. It's not like previous week. It must be the weather, because this isn't exactly the most watched Ask an Expert we've ever done, and our list is the shortest.
If I had the opportunity to be in a pub garden right now, I would.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's an absolutely stunning evening. I was bringing the washing in. Ira was bringing the washing in a couple of moments ago, and it was still roasting. So, yes.
Going back to what I wanted to say then.
Yeah, go for your life. You have permission.
It's something that I'm not going to go into detail with tonight, but it's an idea and a bit of a thought for maybe a discussion throughout this week as we go into next week. Will be being eco-friendly on your wedding and ideas about how you can be a bit more eco-friendly with things you're doing and choices you can make.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's not that boring.
No, it was not boring.
On.
We find eco quite interesting, don't we?
We have been in this household discussing the whole plastic-free thing for months, haven't we?
Yes.
And
we try and do our little bit.
My mum and dad actually tried it as well. They tried to do a month of plastic-free shopping, and they failed miserably. Not through their fault. It was just everything you do at the supermarket. There is some element of plastic.
You know what? Going back to we're told what's trending, we're clearly told plastic's an issue. I mean, plastic's been an issue for like 30, 40 years. But all of a sudden it's like, now we need to fix plastic. Yeah. What was my point? So now we're all thinking about it. And then it dawns on you how much plastic. Because our local council, this is well off topic, don't recycle anything other than plastic bottles, I think, plastic-wise. So
easily work it out. But I went to my mum and dad's this week for a cup of coffee, and they used a pod machine, and it was a Dolce Gusto one, not dram drop or anything like that.
Feel free to send us one, Dolce Gusto, if you ever watch this.
But every single latte, cappuccino, whatever, comes with 2 capsules, and Dad was very aware that he made this coffee, and he went, I want to be more eco-friendly, but even when it comes to things like making a cup of coffee, I'm still creating plastic waste every single time I want to have a cup of coffee. It's ridiculous. So he's now looking at changing up his machine. But
which is pretty new.
Weddings, ultimately you're providing an event for 60, 80, 100, 150, 180, 200 guests, and that can be a lot of waste that you can create. So there can be simple things you can switch up in your day that you might have already considered, and you might be really eco-friendly already, or things that you could think of as, especially if you've got time between now and your big event, of things that you might want to look at. Things from using your plastics, not using plastics, using reusable glasses throughout the evening for if you've got the bar, people using mason jars. Well,
there's a local bar company that's just gone fully recyclable, fully vegan.
Josh from NJAC is one of the first mobile bars to go completely eco-friendly with their merch, as well as vegan-friendly menus. But not using plastic straws. We all know the effects of plastic straws. But things like I did share a company a couple of months ago that did bamboo cutlery, knives and forks, plates and stuff that are slightly better than plastic.
Wooden chopsticks.
Wooden chopsticks. But thinking about your carbon footprint as well, do you need to have so many guests? If you're going further afield with your wedding, that's not just around the corner from you. How many cars do you need to have coming onto site? Can you car share? Can you look at food that you're getting for your wedding? Can you locally source it so the carbon footprint's not so bad on that? There are so many things you can just switch up a little bit. Be it having a recycling bin on your day and making sure that when you chuck all the crap out at the end, you are literally you're sorting before you send it off to the waste. If you're getting a skip in, can you get a skip in a wheelie bin so you can make sure you're separating out? Because it is a big thing, and you do create so much waste.
No, I remember we had an entire van full of stuff that the ushers had to take to the tip. It was ridiculous. And
we've mentioned our catering horror story many times before, and I know you get fed up hearing about our wedding, but one of the big things I hated about our wedding, in hindsight, was our caterer being so poor, and we didn't do our due diligence really.
No, we didn't. We didn't know about it, and that's what part of this group's about.
They were an established caterer in a restaurant environment, but they hadn't done a lot of mobile catering, and they were not good. And we had a farmer's field that had grazing cows and sheep and stuff throughout the year, and we hired that field, and obviously the livestock were out of it. And they were behind, the caterers at the end of our event were behind our marquee, scraping the slops and chucking things into the hedgerow behind us. And I was like, what have you done? So we spent ages the day after our wedding clearing up that mess, because ultimately there's livestock and they could eat things that are not meant for them. Paper lanterns, the whole debacle about paper lanterns and not letting them off because of animals eating the metalware. All of those things are worth considering. So what I'm going to do this week, because I am going to make this my little pet project, so I'm going to drop into the group once or twice a week this week into next.
Have we got time for pet projects at the moment?
We've always got time for it. We're thinking about the planet here, Alan.
No, I was taking the mickey. I was expecting you to pick up on my barbecue.
I'm going to pop into the group a couple of times the next week or so with some handy hints of things you might just want to consider.
Eco Week.
Eco Week. We can call it Eco Week. That you may not have already, just so you can switch up if you have that ability to. Obviously you can't always, sometimes things like venues or some of the supply chains.
Well, if you're at a hotel, you're also quite restricted by what they will do, you know, so But then you'd expect a hotel to be quite good on it. This is the outside bride. No one's getting married in a hotel. Sorry, I absolutely lost myself and then knocked the camera over. I'm ever so sorry.
Stealing this from another group.
Oh, have we?
No. We can weducate these
Weducate, we did!
I'm stealing that as a phrase.
Someone asked us to come and be on some kind of chat thing.
They asked us to become weducators.
Weducators.
Could we become guest weducators?
Isn't Ask an Expert basically weducation?
I like it a lot.
Weducation, it's what you need.
On that note.
Belinda, if you like weducation, give us a thumbs up. If you don't do anything. If you're still here.
She might have just left us.
Yeah.
She might be going, don't call us that. Don't do that.
Don't call it education. Right, come on then. Let's draw a line underneath tonight. Unless anyone has a question. Any of you have a question. We'd just like to thank you all for tonight. It is Wednesday, June the 6th. We've been running since January. And that is it for tonight. We have nearly done half a year's worth of Ask an Expert. It's very, very, very exciting for Emily and I. And we hope you enjoy it. And like I say, please, if you want us to do something else, just let us know. If we're missing something obvious you think, let us know. We will happily include it, as long as it doesn't mean whatever. I couldn't think of anything funny quick enough. Right, that is it. So had an Alan drop the phone moment. Weducate, ha 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 ha.
Do you like it though, Belinda? Do you like it?
Weducation, you weducator. We're using it. I'm using it. Right, that is it. Thank you very, 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 very much. Enjoy the sunset in about 45 minutes time. I think that's what time the sun sets tonight.
How gorgeous is this?
Yeah, I know. I nearly suggested doing this outside. For those who don't know, literally our back door is about 2 meters from where the phone is. So, Belinda doesn't like weducate. So, yeah, I was tempted to sit outside in the garden and do this tonight, but Emily and I were mid-domestic before we went live, so... standard. It does. We do have a lot of domestics on a Wednesday. We do see middle of the week, hump day and all that malarkey. So,
got a load of tents to come down and a load to go back up.
No, the tents don't bother me, so I'm quite happy with doing the tents. Anyway, that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good night. Backdrop poll coming tomorrow. Eco Week coming. And thanks to Belinda, we're never going to use the phrase weducate ever again. Yeah, we will. All right. Night.
Good night. Bye. Bye.